So today I'm going to use this laser to make wall art that's this big, where the cutting bed of this laser is about the size of this sheet of paper. If you're new to my channel, I make wall art in the style of stained glass. So I use my big laser to cut pieces of plywood or other wood, and the final look mimics stained glass, but of course it's all wood. Now, I did have to cheat a little bit to make this piece using the small laser. But there are other options out there that I will explain further on in the video. And the reason why I cheated is because of, well, time, as well as I would have to get some other tools. And I'll explain more of that in detail further down in this video. But there are options out there if you don't only have a small laser. All right, so let's just jump into it, where I'm using a small laser to make this larger piece of wall art.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the inspiration for this piece came from a trip we made last year to Mont Tremblant, where I took many photos of different textures, nature's textures, trees and rock and everything else. But for this project, I just wanted to use something that was fairly simple because I'm using a small laser for the first time to make these pieces. So I thought, okay, I'm going to choose something simpler like this cut log. Decided in the end to use this one. And that's where that inspiration came from. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into Canva. I'm going to do a 24 inch by 24 inch for this piece. So I just used that measurement for the layout in Canva. I'm not going to do a deep dive in this video. I did do a video previously where I did explain further how I edit these images to make it look like stained glass. Here, I'm just going to do some easy editing to show you that you can do remove background and clean up some issues with the image, such as the fact that I didn't get it nice square on the log that I should have. So I'm just going to erase some of that log part there to make it look like it was straight on. And I will leave a link either above or in the description of how I got it to look like this from my previous video. So I go from that image to a colored image of stained glass to this line art that I can use in Lightburn. Now I'm using a Lightburn. I'm using the version that's made for my big CO2 laser that has that big cutting bed. I haven't updated it yet here in my office for the smaller laser. But what I do is I just at least do all the fixing up of the nodes and everything that have open end is or that are cutting outside the lines and everything else. But now that I've done that, I'm just going to make a little square that's the size of the actual cutting area on my small laser. I'm going to overlap that onto the image here. Then I'm going to use a cut shape just to show you that this is an option where you can just do like a cookie cutter, where you put that square over top the area and it will cut out those pieces that you need. Now, the issue with this is that it does cut out all these little pieces in half, quarters. So you're not going to have some full pieces where the cookie cutter cuts them off. So I prefer just to use the square as a guide of knowing the size of the bed. And then I highlight all the pieces that are within that bed so that I can just copy and paste over top of the working area. And I'll have to do some adjustments so that ensure that some pieces will still go outside the line a little bit. So then I can just rotate it and nest them in a little bit better, which is another tool that's available in a newer version of Lightburn, which I don't have. It's called nesting, where you can just take a whole bunch of pieces, you have it go nest it perfectly within that square that you want with less gaps as possible. I do it manually here, so that it fits in as best as I can. As you can see, I did sort of highlight that area, but it is going over the lines a little bit, so I had to nest them in a little bit, maneuver them around a little bit to get it fitting in there. And then you just keep doing that, piece by piece, section by section. And the cool thing with using this smaller laser is that I get to use up some of my scrap wood that I've been gathering over time. And as long as it fits within the bed, sometimes a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, I just adjust it within Lightburn as much as I can to use up most of the piece in that laser here. So after cutting this first section, I actually need a place to put them, all these pieces, take them out so I can cut the next piece. Now I do like to have a backing, like a temporary backing, just so I can place them all so I can see where they all belong. And that also helps me with seeing the colors when I stain them, you know, how they align and all of that. So I do need a backing. That's where I kind of cheated, because I do use my big laser to cut a temporary backing onto cardboard where I make all the line art, and then I can take all these pieces that are all mixed up and everything else, like a puzzle. I have to figure out where they all go. So that's definitely where it's important to have this backing. So I'm going to show you here what I mean about cheating. I did put this cardboard into my big laser and I just cut all the line art for it. And yeah, it definitely makes it easier for figuring out where all those pieces go. But here I'm going to explain to you what I would have done, or options that I could have tried out and showed you, and I unfortunately didn't have the time. But one of them would be to use like a drawing pantograph, where you have a printed image of the art that you want to replicate, and then you just, you know, trace over it and it'll draw a larger image to the side of it, and you can multiply it by, you know, 2, 4, 6, whatever, 2.5, depending on the accuracy of your pantograph. But you can do different sizes, which is kind of cool, which I would have liked to try, but again, it would have either have to make it, which takes time, or buy it, which of course goes into my budget, which I don't have. And I think my preferred way would have been to get a projector like this, where I can actually just project that line art onto the cardboard or onto the table, and I would just be able to put the pieces where they belong based on the projected image. Or I could even just I could have traced it onto the cardboard and then put the cardboard on the table as well. So there's different options there. But I think, yeah, the projector would work really well, because I could also do the colored image projected onto the table or cardboard, and I would, you know, use that as a guide for my, you know, accuracy with the colors as well. Third option, a little bit bigger commitment and price range, would be to get a large screen TV, put it on my tabletop, make it, you know, put plexiglass on it, and use the image that I can project or show on the TV, and that would be like my workstation would be another option. But yeah, that's a little bit bigger commitment for space and for budget. So I'm just sticking. I have the big laser, so I use it, and it just saved me a whole load of time and, again, money. But this is kind of how it works. I'm going to do a little montage. I'll put some music here to it. You can see I won't take too much time of your time showing how it works, but it's just a matter of repeating cuts and putting it in onto the cardboard. And then we get into the stain part. And now we get into the staining part, as I mentioned. So I'm just using my old stains here. I'm not using any of the resin dyes that I used in other projects. I'm really strictly sticking to the stain. As you can see, I use the latex gloves, or the nitrile gloves, as sort of a way to try and contain the air, keep it sealed as best as I can with these nice dirty cans that I have here. Some of them are probably over 10 years old that I've had. Some are a little bit newer, but as you can see, some of them are pretty well crusted over or all kind of chunky. But you know what? They still work for these type of projects. And I kind of like the sort of randomness of the colors that I get, rather than, you know, being perfect colors. So it's kind of nice to have actually using old stain. Anyways, this is My process, I just have a little mixing board there that I mix the stains, some different colors together to try and get a sort of non-uniform look to it. And then the next stage is to glue it onto a dark backing. Again, I use the laser to mark the layout so that it saves me some trouble trying to figure out where everything goes.
Well, that's the end of this video. I would love to hear your comments about, well, one is, of course, the work of this wall art. What do you think of it? Is it pretty cool? Is it stupid? I don't, just let me know. The other part is, yeah, I would love to hear, just do all the regular things, comment, to share, like all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it. Of course, it helps the algorithm to promote my channel. And I appreciate all the followers that have followed my channel. Thank you so much, and all your comments. Really appreciate it. All you've done for me. It motivates me to continue doing this stuff. And hopefully I get better at making videos to explain things. But yeah, I hope to see you here again at Dusty Workbench Art. And just to let you know that I am very close to getting the channel monetized, which means I hope I have a little bit more control in the commercials, because when you're not monetized, you don't have any control of what YouTube puts as commercials on the channel. I know there's always changes, and I think we have a little less option to control the amount of commercials that come on once you are monetized. So, but I hope I can. What I might be doing as well is adding either the membership program or using Patreon, where I can share the files for these pieces that I've made here on this channel. Again, especially for those who follow the channel, again, thank you so much. And if you want to become a member, I'll be working on that shortly at some point, again, time-wise, to get that set up, and hope to see you there. So all that to say, I hope you come back again here, Dusty Workbench Art, and take care of yourself.